for you to be able to achieve the result and see the changes you want, consistency is so important. A lot of people mix up consistency as all or nothing mindset, whereby they do. No, that is not also consistency. That is over focusing and overdoing. A lot of us, the minute we fail, the minute we don't do what we said we didn't do, we just disqualify ourselves. Oh, I cannot be consistent. That is not consistency. And what makes someone consistently express who they truly are is by bringing in another energy that brings up the mirror to your face to allow you to see yourself and say, oh, you call yourself a healthy person. Look at what you're expressing. The minute you are seeing your reflection, you're like, oops, I'm getting back to who I truly am. Hello everyone, it's your girl Titilayo 3.8, and today we are going to be talking about the power of consistency and why you need a coach. So I don't know if you follow me on YouTube or you've seen my new YouTube video, why working harder is not the best strategy and what you can do to get more money, more wealth, whatever you want, visibility, more joy, more abundance. This audio is deeper than that. So I really just talk more about it. So let's get into it. So when I watched that video, I started asking myself, Titilayo, increasing your capacity has to do with your sleep, nutrition, physical training, and your nervous system regulation. I was asking myself, like, why are you not seeing the result in the way you want to see it? And I started asking myself, of course, I take my sleep seriously. Of course, I take my nutrition seriously. My nervous system regulation, take it seriously. Even my physical training, mental training, everything, emotional training, I take it seriously. So why are you not getting the result that you want to see? Why are you not experiencing the things you want to see? And the solution came. And one thing I know is that whenever you ask yourself and you're being honest with yourself, you always get the solution. The solution came instantly and says, you're not being consistent. That is why. And I started thinking, but I've been consistent in all these areas. How come? This was when I started breaking it down. What happens is that, so let's say regarding my sleep, I know how important sleep, rest, regulation is important, and balance is important. So when it comes to sleep, I sleep properly, yeah, but I would not focus my attention on sleep and prioritizing it like it is a currency for me. So when it comes to work, I prioritize work as my currency. That's where my bread and butter comes from. But I forget about sleep. Okay. And then when I start looking at my circumstances, that drives me out on but the area of capacity that I need to increase, and I just go back into my circumstances and start reacting on my circumstances. In that instance, Titilayo has forgotten about the importance of sleep. Titilayo is now just like working so hard, pushing herself, and then she's tired, she goes to bed. She's so tired that even when God speaks to her, even when God wants to give her a solution, she cannot hear it because she's deep and nervous system is deep in sleep and she's just worn out. She cannot listen to any information. She cannot receive nothing. And then she just whines, keeps doing that every day. And it took me a while for me to realize that, oh my God, you are not following the path that you preach and the path that you know that works. What is happening? That was when I knew that, okay, the mind has taken over again. And slowly I begin to find my way back to rest and recovery. And then that would happen with my nervous system as well. Already, my nervous system is not even regulated because I'm not in balance with my sleep and rest. And then when it comes to responding or being present, and because I'm not being present, I'm running on automation, then I'm just reacting, I'm overthinking, I am always in my mind, and I'm just working on automation. My nervous system is just dysregulated most of the time. Maybe 1 or 2 weeks, I might do it regulated, and then back to square one. The same with my physical training. In as much as I work out almost every day, I could be sometimes working out just because I'm in my mind going through the emotions. Oh, let me just do it to just show face, take my calendar, or sometimes I would do it focus 100% of the time. And then 4 weeks later, I'll slow down again. Oh my God, what is causing all of this? The reason why this inconsistency is happening, and I'm not saying the result that I want, because I am going back to old automations. I am going back to old programming. And for you to be able to achieve the result and see the changes you want, consistency is so important. A lot of people mix up consistency as all or nothing mindset, whereby they do or they be or act. No, that is not also consistency. That is over focusing and overdoing. Consistency is maintaining that identity every day. So I say to myself, I want to increase my capacity. I don't want to work too hard. So I prioritize sleep as a currency. Nutrition is my currency. My nervous system regulation is my currency again. And then my training, oh, those are my four currencies that I have to balance. So I order to that identity that this is who I am, someone who rests and recovers. So I identify myself with that and I express that daily. So it doesn't mean that maybe, okay, today I did not rest. It doesn't mean that, oh, because I did not rest today, it means that I am not that person anymore. I'm not taking my currencies seriously. It's just like saying, oh, if a mom forgets to, maybe she forgets to pick up her child, or she forgets to maybe cook dinner, or just she just forgets her child's stuff at home, or she didn't do something she was meant to do for her child. That does not mean that she's not a mom. The next day, the minute she remembers, she continues being a mom. That does not disqualify her from being a mom. But a lot of us, the minute we fail, the minute we don't do what we said we're going to do, we just disqualify ourselves. Oh, I cannot be consistent. I cannot be consistent. Sis, that is not consistency. Okay. Consistency is being consistent in your identity, regardless whether you showed up today or not. Because the one thing that has made me consistent is my identity. Because I have always seen myself for the last 6 or 7 years, I have always seen myself as a healthy person because of that identity that I have has made me remain in that identity of being healthy. Now, it doesn't mean that for the last 6 or 7 years, I have been consistently expressing my identity as a healthy person. No, there are moments in my life. There was even a moment for up to 2 years that was not expressing that identity of a healthy person. But I never gave up. I never unidentified myself as a healthy person. Even there was like a period of 2 months, I was not exercising a lot, like maybe once a week or twice a week. I was not eating healthily at all. I was just because I was going through the motions throughout that time. I was doing other work that was not aligned with who I truly am. So I was like forcing and pushing the body to just go through that motion. So during those times, I was not consistent at all. But if someone was to approach me and ask, are you a healthy person? I say, hell yeah, I am a healthy person. Because it is my identification with it that made me consistent. And it was my identification with it that brought me back into the full expression of it. So that is consistency. And now I want to now tell you the importance of bringing in a coach, because if you are really serious about achieving your goals and you know how consistency works, as I have explained it with identification as well, and you don't want your results to be up and down and all over the place, because I can tell you those moments where I was not consistently expressing who I was, but I was consistent in my identification, those moments, my results were all over the place. I was gaining weight a little bit here and there. It wasn't like I was unhealthy, but I wasn't just looking the way that I would naturally want to look or feel. But then it didn't mean that I was inconsistent. It was just that my results were not consistent. My results were reflecting how I was expressing myself throughout that process. Now, one thing I have realized and one thing that I am now working on is that bringing in an accountability partner or a coach that can keep you consistent in expressing the true identification of who you are. So the power of a coach is to help you stay on your feet all the time so that you can express that fuller version of who you are. Because if you were to act like the way I was acting, which a lot of people do, you could see the difference between a very good mother and just a normal mother. She would act like a mother consistently every day. She's fully expressing it. And what makes someone consistently express who they truly are is by bringing in another energy that brings up the mirror to your face not every day, but maybe every week, every two weeks, to allow you to see yourself and say, oh, you call yourself a healthy person. Look at what you're expressing. The minute you are seeing your reflection and they bring in the mirror to you, you're like, oops, I'm getting back to who I truly am. That person, that coach or accountability partner gets you back to who you truly are. Now, this is where a lot of people do not take coaching seriously. Coaching is very serious because if you want to reach your goal, if you want to stay true and be fully expressing who you are, then you need someone that will always hold the mirror up to your face and letting you know that you're sliding. You're not being who you say you truly are. You need to get up and be who you truly are. You need that person. It's just like footballers. Without their coaches, even actors, actresses, children, without their teachers, someone holding up the mirror, showing them who they truly are, they would fall back to whatever is around them or their own consciousness. And they will struggle to express that fuller version of who you truly are. And this is why coaching is very important. And this is why I myself have a coach because the without my coach being in my life, oh my God, I feel like I would have given up. Because even in the Bible, it is written, two is better than one. And when two energies focus on a problem or an event in your life, it fires you up. That's why a lot of people do collaborations these days. Big companies join together because there is more power, more force, more push, and more energy in two than one. So I'm not saying that coaching is the only way that would allow you to get your goal, but it moves faster. The fire, the effect, the energy is faster. There is no dilly-dally, there's no running around or inconsistency. I'm not saying that collaborations do not have inconsistency result, but they move faster and higher and shine bigger than when you do it on your own. So I am using this opportunity to invite you. If you have been feeling like, oh, I need a coach, but you don't know how to take the right stance, you don't know what is right, I am using this opportunity to sign up for my private coaching, which is the Life Reset. The Life Reset program is where I work with you one on one and we look at every area of your life. We look into your identity, we work on your body, we work on your business, mindset, your work, your career, your relationships, everything is covered. That is why it is called the Life Reset Program. If you feel the Life Reset Program is not for you right now at this moment, or you want to work mainly on your body, then I've got a Body Reset Club. The Body Reset Club, you get accountability and support. It is not just on a weekly basis, it's on a monthly basis, and there's support through chat and the accountability through the app. However, if you're really serious and you want to make an impact and you are really tired of going round and round the corner, the private coaching is one for you that you don't want to miss because sis, your result can also be consistent. Your result can become powerful. Your result can be as big as you made it in your mind because the life that you really want already exists. It is here. You have the potential to build and to make that life. The only thing that is stopping you right now is you. Because the minute you fixate your mind that this is who I am, the potential is within me and I'm going to bring it forth to life, the minute you decide and you go after it, and then you get other people to always bring up the mirror to your face so that you could stand in that identification, the minute you decide and you go for it, sis, all you're just going to be doing is expressing who you are. And before you know it, your external circumstances, your external world catches up to who you truly are, and that affects and makes changes in your world. All right, Queen, it's your girl, Titilayo 3.8 Audio. Bye.